In this video, we are going to use the product rule to simplify a multiplication expression. And the first thing we're going to do with the expression is identify the factors that we have. So take a look at the expression and you'll notice that you do have two sets of parentheses. The parentheses indicate that we are to multiply these factors together. And in order to identify the factors, we need to look inside the parentheses. So in the first set, I've got a negative 6, x to the 5th power, y to the negative 4th power. And in the second set of parentheses, I have a 7, x to the 3rd power, and y to the negative 3rd power. That's 6 factors that I need to multiply together. And what I'd like to do with those factors is group my like factors together. So looking at the expression again, I'm going to identify negative 6 and 7 as like factors because those are just numbers that I can multiply together. Then I'm going to look at my x's. I've got x to the 5th and x to the 3rd that I can group together. And the y's, y to the negative 4th and y to the negative 3rd can be grouped together. So then what we can do is multiply my numeric factors and then add exponents on the variable factors. So the negative 6 and the 7 are numeric factors. I can just multiply those together and get a negative 42. The x's are like bases, so I'm going to add the exponents on those, and that's going to give me 5 plus 3, or x to the 8th power. My y's are also like bases, and I will add those exponents as well and get y to the negative 7 power. The last thing to do is going to be to simplify my negative exponents because I have to have all positive exponents in my answer. So I do have the expression negative 42, 8x to the 8th power and y to the negative 7 power. The negative 42 is perfectly fine. I can have a negative number in my final answer. X to the 8th is also fine. But the y to the negative 7 will need to move to the denominator, and then I can change that negative 7 into a positive 7. So my final answer is going to be negative 42 x to the 8th in the numerator, and that's all over y to the 7th in the denominator. And that would be considered simplest form. I have another example for you to use to practice, and you can go ahead and pause the video and then come back to check your answer. Alright, in this example, the negative 2 and negative 6 multiply together to get a 12. You've got x to the 10th, and you also have a y to the negative 3rd. The y to the negative 3rd needs to move to the denominator, so your final answer is 12x to the 10th over y to the 3rd. Good luck as you continue working with exponent rules.